Next up is Celeste. Is everybody? Good morning, Celeste.
Great day. This is going to be, I'm Celeste. I am one of the readers here at the lovely Crystal Vision. I've been here about 4 years now, and I read every Monday and every fourth Saturday. Been doing tarot for a while. This is a conversation, so pretty much, I teach classes here, so this is not a class, but I can answer some questions or something like that. If you have questions about tarot, or if you had a reading before and it doesn't resonate, or ask about resonating, or ask about the cards, that's what I'm here to do for you today. So it's and I'm here every fourth Saturday. So pretty much, has anybody ever had a reading? Did they? Yeah, I know you, Fran. I know you had a reading. Has anybody ever attended a tarot class?
With you.
You did. Yay, good. I got my hype people here. Yeah. So as far as readings, people have had readings that haven't had my class. Did your tarot reading resonate with you? Did it resonate with you? That is fabulous. Now, would you go back to that tarot reader again?
Oh yeah, I read from.
Okay, that's even better. You know, many people can't do that. Many people, I hear a lot of people say, I can't read for myself. And I was like, that already signifies that you've got some kind of blockage going on, some kind of situation or circumstance you need to deal with. Anyway, how I read tarot, real quick. Some people read tarot certain ways. I read tarot from the point of counseling. So I offer readings from a practical perspective. You know, some people speak to mediums. Some people, tell fortunes. No, I tell you what's going on in your life, how to maneuver, and how to make decisions based on where you are right now. I won't make the decision for you, but I can give you all the spiritual insight. So that's the thing, the connection. Realize that tarot is spirituality. It don't care about logic, so I don't care if it doesn't make sense, because the spiritual vibration, that's the logic of spirituality. It's not, you should never try to put logic on your spirituality. You should try to put spirituality on your logic. So when you come to get readings from a spiritual perspective, be open to receive it. It may not make sense. And sometimes you may just have to surrender to the truth that it may just be beyond your comprehension. But you just may need to settle with it. So as far as anybody have any questions as far as tarot? Nobody has no questions? Well, you had my class, didn't you?
Yes, but that was my first experience.
And you had my basic class, because I have 3 classes. I have basic, intermediate, and then I have shadow work.
Yeah. So I bought
the cards, the deck,
a classic one.
Mm-hmm.
I figured
The Rider-Waite,
right.
Foundational.
And it came with a booklet.
Right.
Okay.
Booklet is your friend.
I'm sorry.
The booklet is your friend.
Okay. So my question is, do you have to do that standard layout? There's a layout.
No, absolutely.
Because I'm more inclined to take one out every day and look at the meaning and then see how that resonates with me. Is that okay?
That is, see, that's the beauty of there is.
But it's kind of scary,
all okay.
tarot.
Why is it
For
scary?
me, because when I was doing tarot, I was going through something and it was showing me that.
But isn't that why you went to tarot? Isn't that why you go to get the answers? So it's like, it shouldn't be a fear with it. Who else? You had a question?
Yeah, I wanted to know, like, when you read the card, do you read the card as like based off the meaning of the book, or do you receive information from your own intuition and interpret it?
See, that I teach that in my class too. You should at least know the foundational meaning of every card, the basic, at least about. Like if you work in retail, I think I said this in my other class. If you work in retail, you need to know like 3 functions of a product. You should know at least about three foundational meanings of each card. So then you let your intuition take over after that. That's the way I see it. It shouldn't all be this card. The 6 of Pentacles means give and take, and if you're not giving, you're not taking. It's somebody higher, somebody lower, and that's all it is. It could mean so much other stuff going on based on the question and the position and the other cards surrounding it.
The position, like, which was asking the layout of the card.
Talk about a spread.
Do we need to do like the spread?
See, there's no need. It's like she said, she liked pulling one card. See, that's the thing. You've got to let go of rigid thoughts, especially dealing with tarot. If you feel like pulling out one card, or you like in my class now, I teach a few spreads, basic spreads, you know, things like the problem, the solution, the advice. You know, you can make your own spread, you know, based on whatever your problem or your condition is, you know, to answer your question your way. Because if you stay too rigid, the answer is going to be vague because it's really not going to apply to your situation. And you're going to feel like, oh, it's just stuck right here. This is the only thing. Is that me? No. No. I was like, what is that? So like I said, as far as like studying using the tarot, it's like you have to first become flexible and be open. I mean, and also learn to do more research. I mean, because you have to think about it in this field, period, spirituality, period, there's a lot of study. There's a lot of research. I mean, I claim my own. Yes, I'm a witch. I'm solitary, eclectic, hoodoo inspired. I read a lot of books. Yes.
So I love my deck. It was like a gift and really intentional, and so I'm very attached to it. And I don't really want to get another one, but I lost a card.
You lost. Oh, I hate when that happens.
So I don't know.
Just get the same deck.
Right, but
Just,
that one was given to me.
I understand, but you can't use it. I mean, but still, that one card is huge. That's a big deal. I mean, if you're reading for yourself,
I continue to do readings, and my readings really are, you know, I'm really.
Do you read for other people?
Not yet.
Okay, because I will tell you that if you read for other people and you're taking money, you know that's
I'm not doing that.
okay. Well, I mean, that's your choice. But I'm
I'm
saying,
wondering if that because my readings are very point.
well, that's a good thing. That means you're in alignment and you're getting the answer. Why are you complaining?
Card it is that it's going.
So how do you know cards go? Would you count them?
Yeah, I know.
So you actually.
No, I counted them one time.
Oh, one time and realized
because
that.
I was traveling.
And you wouldn't be able to tell. You've had that deck so long, you can't tell.
The tarot was everywhere, and then I lost them in one of the hotels or something. Mm-hmm. But and then I counted because you went everywhere, right? And then I put it together and I counted it every single one, and I couldn't find it. It was weird too.
How you can sort them.
I know that. Trust me, I was in a rush. I never did that. I haven't really figured out which card it is.
Okay, that's interesting. I mean, to not know what card it is. I mean, that's very interesting.
Maybe I didn't want to know.
And
what if it's like
it could definitely, the universe could, if you're open like that, the universe can speak to you like that. See, that's.
I get really good readings.
Mm-hmm.
Good. The question is, when you shuffle, when you put the 3 tiles and stuff, I always feel like, should I then shuffle like I did the 3 tiles? Should I then take the cards as they come from the top down, or should I just open like a leg?
That is see, that's the beauty of. See, I don't even do 3 piles. I shuffle, and no, I don't. Look at that. Ooh, I don't do the 3 piles. You don't have to do 3 piles. See, that's to say there is no standard. See, that's why I love, because you can be completely free until you don't have to do what everybody else does. You do what your intuition tells you to do. There's still a divine order to this, okay? It's not like just random, because that's not how it works. There is just like the universe, there's a divine order to everything. No, I don't. No. Mm-mm. All I do is that, and it's popping out. I mean, not like it's a big deal, but just that. 2, I go 2, and depending on what I'm doing or what the question is, and I pull out a card. And depending on what's going on. I just saw you 4 of Wands. Yay, celebration. But yep, that's it.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
So my cards are a little uncomfortable because I put the fanciest, shiniest gold leaf ones, the gold leaf ones, and they are kind of slippery. And I've seen some decks that they're called oracles. Is that the same thing?
Oracle decks are completely different than tarot decks.
Okay.
Completely, because tarot has a
The
number.
tarot looks like the playing cards, basically. More or less.
No,
With
not
the
at all.
numbers and the
Not at
symbols.
all. I mean, I wouldn't say that. I would say that as far as, you know
the
what?
European ones, because I used to play certain game cards that had like the cups and all of those.
As the diamonds and the spades and the hearts and like that. That okay. I correct myself. Yes. It can do that, but it's you still got to know the difference because there's still more. The imagery is different.
The imagery is different. Like
This started as a game. Tarot started as a game.
Yeah, okay.
Tarot started as a game, and how tarot works. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of Doreen Virtue. Doreen Virtue, because I did my thesis on this. Doreen Virtue, as far as like how tarot works, she coined the phrase of magnetic resonance. So she pretty much says how once somebody asks a question, and the reader starts to shuffle. Excuse me, the candles get stimmy. Starts to shuffle. The deck or the cards automatically line up. Excuse me. Yeah, just woo, yeah.
I didn't realize mine was
Yeah, so as the oracle decks are definitely different. I mean, oracle decks for the most part can be more big picture. They can be more macro, whereas tarot can be more micro.
More in detail.
Tarot can be a little bit more like like what you're doing right now, whereas oracle can be like this next year. Because even that is something I definitely do with all my readings. After we do some tarot pulls, I pull a couple. I've got some they're I Ching. I Ching Oracle card. I Ching is a jam. But it's pretty much that'll be more like say for the next year, whereas like what we're talking about now is probably like the current 2 weeks or something like that. No, it's not it. Once you get the rhythm, but no, I had to learn it. Don't see that's the thing. I had to read the book. I had to study. I had to practice all of that thing. But no, I learned it. I learned it because I wanted to. The I Ching Oracle, I forgot who the author is, but I Ching is another form of divination from like the Eastern Asia over in there. As far as because you can get I Ching coins, they usually do the process with the coins. You have the oracle cards.
Yeah, or what I've learned is the sticks. They would throw the sticks, and that's how they would look at the images.
Is that I Ching?
I Ching, yeah.
Wow, with sticks. I always seen it with coins.
Yeah, well, maybe it's probably the same idea. Depends on how they fall and how they look. They will have like a big ledger. And be like, oh, this is the truth.
Yes.
Fish.
I know you have a question.
So should I?
Oh no, should we don't use should. That's the beautiful part. You block yourself with this should, and I teach this in the class. You don't want to.
The oracle that I have. So now that I found out that is should I get another deck?
I mean, it would make more sense to me for you to get a new deck if it was a tarot deck. But being that it's an oracle deck, no. Exactly. It would make more sense because
another regular, another standard tarot.
do you have a tarot? Excuse me, you have a tarot. You have it? Oh, you want a tarot deck? Okay, well, that's on you what you're doing. Because especially you're reading for yourself. So it's like, do I want to know what's going to happen like tomorrow, today, later on with this situation, with this meeting? That's when you want to use the tarot deck. But as far as like what's going to happen over the next year, for me, instead of putting out a spread with tarot, I'd much rather have a bigger picture with a reinforcement card, like an oracle card. But that's the way I read.
I guess my question was when I do the reading, if I get just the regular card, I can do both.
You can intertwine it. You can use them both together. Right. You can throw some runes in there. You can throw some pendulum in there. It's like what speaks to you, because depending on the question and who I'm dealing with, that's why I said don't make yourself rigid, especially dealing with your spirituality. Use what speaks to you. Right. You might feel like the Rider Waite may not even speak to you. You may have to find another author, or you may have different decks. Like me, I work with like 6 decks. I have one deck that's strictly for relationships. One's for say like spirit, pretty much your energy, where you are now, what's surrounding you, how to get past it, what's blocking you, those kind of things. So you have to choose what works for you. And that's what I was saying as far as like somebody that read for you, did they have a vibe, or did you not align with their vibe? So that's really why I asked that question.
Mm-hmm. Do you like work with the when you started learning? Did you just focus on like major arcana?
You got to do it all together. because they're cards that fall up under a certain major arcana book card, like the magician. The magician is like, let's say, no, let's go with the Empress. Empress is like 3, 3 is creation. So she's in alignment with all the other 3s, and you'll be able to see the pattern. Once you start to study, you see like all the 3 of Swords, the 3 of Wands, all of them have a relationship back to who she is. I just read books. I mean, you can start. Have you ever, like I said, have you ever taken a class? No. Okay, so my next time I do my basic class, it will help you. Did it help you? Okay. Did it help you?
Yes.
Okay.
It was all through us.
Thank you. So taking a class will definitely, because like I said, there's an order. It does get easier, but initially you can get overwhelmed because you think you want to know it. And there's no way in hell you're just going to know it. Because it took me about a good 4 or 5 years doing free Tarot Tuesdays, just giving it away in order to find my vibe and make sure this is what I was supposed to be called to do. And slowly but surely, everything started to fall in the reciprocity, because all that I gave out, it started to come back. And then it came back in more information. It came back with more confirmation. And then I realized this is my vibe. This is how I read. And the thing mostly I want to say, don't try to do what somebody else is doing. Just sit with yourself. Don't go looking and see what somebody else, because I look at some people and how they read, and I'm like, how the hell did you get that message out of those 2 cards? But that's all right. But that's the way they read. I was like, how who's following who just because you got the King and the 6 of Pentacles? I had no clue. But that's the beauty of it. That's why I say, if you got a reader that speaks to you and resonates, you just like a doctor, because it's the same alignment. I mean, it's spirituality is well-being. This is something that you want to work, you want to nourish your spirituality, and tarot can help with that, if your mind is open to it, because it's so much more than just the card. And the beautiful part is, once you get into it, you'll start to see tarot in areas of life. You'll be able to see, oh, he's having a King of Swords moment because he's not talking to me, or his words are like this, and you'll be able to use that when you pull the cards. Okay, they're not talking to me. That's why King of Swords is telling me that. They're a master of it. Or it's like upside down King of Cups. Master emotional manipulator. Okay, you're reading for yourself. Why am I still with this guy? He's manipulating you emotionally. The cup. It's the question. The guy does the question. But pretty much, High Priestess is keeper of secrets. She is one of those kind of people. I'm going to teach you everything you know, but I'm not going to teach you everything I know. Yes. So, so it's like when you get those, but that came from studying and watching, certain things and doing a lot of research. That's how I was able to find my own way. So I know when that card pops up, this situation, this energy is present. And then based on the question, if there's a question, I can relate it and break it down and align it in the story and give it to the client. So, and you can do that with yourself, but the thing is, when you read to yourself, don't keep pulling until you get what you want, because you screw up the vibration. Then after a while, the universe just shuts down. And you start, where is that? Then you get upset, and it's like, man, just take what shows up, research it, go online, okay, what does this card mean upside down? What does it look like to me? Look at the imagery, like the cards I use, like I love this deck. I don't use it when I read, but I sometimes use it for myself. Imagery, I have to have a lot of imagery, because the imagery speaks to me. You'll find, like, through life, it's like, okay, the universe speaks to you this kind of way. The universe speaks to me through imagery. It's a day they're sitting, you look at their faces, the hair, the volcano, all that kind of stuff, based on the question. What's going on? Something's about to blow up because the volcano's going. So those kind of things. And you got the cat sitting on the bench. The bench is like, y'all got to be still. You got to get in a reclined position or something like that, depending on the question. So that's how I work, and that's kind of like what I try to teach in my intermediate class. Facings, sequence, and which way people are looking. Like, she's looking down. It's like, are you gonna stay in this victim mentality? You need to get your ass up. You sitting there and you worried about your. Okay, yes, you're above your emotions. Don't be getting into the pool, because what is water? Water represents emotions. Don't get into your emotions with this. And your cups are upside down. That means you're unfulfilled. So you need to get into a position where your cup's upside down, like the 4 cups. 4 cups is the epitome of like being in a position where you're not satisfied. You're not satisfied. You've got your cups up. So it's like, okay, you're not satisfied, but at the same time, you don't need to accept everything that comes to you. You know, so it's like really getting to, but I had to learn that from studying. So,
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. We're good? Am I good? Yeah. Good. Wait, how much time is left?
7 minutes.
Ah, that's still great. That's still great. Cool, cool, cool. But then again, like I said, I give classes. They should be on the website. My classes are phenomenal. How are my classes?
Yes, they are very lovely. Very lovely.
My classes. You won't be scared. Yes, ma'am. Are you a seasoned reader?
No.
Okay, go ahead. Good. You would probably do, how long have you been using the cards? You know the foundational meanings of all the cards? You know basic spreads? You know elemental dignities? Okay. Because you know you got the pentacles is earth, air, earth, fire, water, how they intermingle. Then you may want to go straight to my intermediate class. Because if you know all that, because I cover all that in the intermediate class. But yeah. Yes, but yeah, you would probably, because it would probably be just like a review, my basic class. I go into some stuff, but you're familiar with them and you feel comfortable with the what am I trying to say? With each suit, what they represent, you know, then that's fine. So you should probably do that one. Maybe even the shadow work, possibly. We could have a conversation because shadow work is like, shadow work is deep. Shadow work. That's when you know the cards and you're using them to really propel yourself spiritually. Okay, that's when you really do the work. That's why it's called spell work, craft work, you know, all that kind of work. Witchcraft is a working. So it's pretty much asking yourself basically like the hard questions. What part of myself this scares me? What part of myself don't I like? You know, so it's really working on yourself to clear. I'm sorry? Yeah, I sure do. People get scared of that one. See, but you got to be open because it gets ugly. You be crying.
So the shadow work, I wouldn't mind taking, but I haven't really.
I think you need to do the second class first.
Yeah. So you think I should?
Because if I tell you pull a card something like the Pentacles, and I'm like, ask what parts of yourself is scaring you. It's like you're stubborn. Because Pentacles is an earth element.
Anyways,
an earth element, earth is ground, rock, you know, it takes time. You're really stubborn. So it's like, are you at peace with that? You know, and now that we know that, how do we work past it? We pull another card. Say it's like the 6 of Pentacles. Okay, you're still going to be stubborn, but in the stubbornness, learn how to give and take and realize what you're putting out, you're going to get back. So realize what you're putting out.
So I should do maybe the next few steps and then.
I think you should at least do the second. Because you got to get comfortable with the cards and reading the cards. Yes, ma'am.
I know you mentioned the difference between oracle cards and tarot cards. So if somebody was doing it more for just like not looking to research and just to see what's today to bring the oracle cards, probably would be more. Or either way, it doesn't matter.
Either way, it doesn't matter. Yeah. What's comfortable for you?
Right. I'm attracted to the pictures, like the imagery. I'm like
the imagery, the colors. Yes. I mean, all of mine, bright, loud, everything. Yes, people moving, shifts, all of that.
Yeah. So there's definitely cards that I've seen that I've been drawn to, but I've never purchased them because I've been like, I've never done these. Right? But this is making me feel better.
It should, because don't be scared. It's information.
Right.
And if you realize that it's not like with me, I'm like, when she was telling me about doing it, I was like, I don't perform. I'm not going to sit here and just read cards for everybody. I don't do that. No, but that's what people, it's not a performance for me. This is counseling. This is helping people on their spiritual journey, with grace. It's not, you don't want to come up here and see me and spend $95 and just be entertained. Really? I'm going to send you home. With your money. It's like, no, I want you to get something from this. This is an investment. And I want people, and I always put out there to the universe, I only attract people that I can help. If I'm not for you, I'm not for you, because I'll tell you if I'm not for you. So, but getting comfortable with the cards. If you're comfortable with the Oracle deck, be comfortable with the oracle deck and just use that. And if you don't feel good with the tarot, that's fine too. Exactly. Always your intuition, your higher self. Yes, ma'am.
So about the oracle deck,
Yeah.
I've just seen it done, and I've been to gatherings, and you would take one, and then you would read the book, and play the concert. That's the way, right?
Yeah.
Or you could take more than one. Like
it depends on.
solution.
The thing is to be intentional. If you're pulling it, just don't pull it because it's so vague, and vague questions get vague answers.
Correct.
So if you're just starting, have a clue to what you want or what you're asking. What is? You still have my question?
It's in my little tarot.
Yay! See, good, because you can refer back to that. That's why I give y'all so many papers. But exactly. But no, as far as like have a question. The whole thing, like Donna was talking about being intentional with the crystal. Everything, spirituality is all about being intentional because that's how the universe responds. It responds to intent. It does not respond to need. So need. I don't care. The universe does not respond to need. I need this. The universe doesn't work that way.
Yeah. It's just listening to the I am.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I am. We are. This is exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. See, and you can manifest with cards. You can manifest with pinnacles. If you want some money, get into the pinnacle suit.
What do you mean by that?
Pinnacle. That's what I said. It's like figure out which suit. What you want to manifest. Research the pinnacles because it'll 9 times out of 10 be the pinnacle suit because that's money, that's inheritance, that's family, that kind of wealth. Not so much just finances, but wealth. What wealth is money. What is it? Prosperity, money, and abundance, and plenty. So you want to use exactly positive progress. It may be slow, but because pinnacles is earth element, you use it that way.
Okay.
I'll
probably come visit with the second class.
Yeah, I'm debating on when I did it because I just did the basic class in the last month. So I may. Please.
I am an ex to be more another class.
Okay.
Let me put it to you this way. The good news is not that it's informational, it's that you practice. And all the people get a turn to read the cards that they drew based on whatever she's been teaching. And that is something you don't get in other places. In other places, it's like a lecture. One thing is when you learn, another thing is when you actually put it to work. She is amazing. I would say unless I have the experience. Like I said, I was ex to her from first class, and I already been nagging at her when she's going to start.
Yeah.
So
because it just takes so much out. I mean, energetically.
it is amazing.
That's all. So yeah, I got great clients. I mean, great ex-students. So we can confirm.
Forever your student.
Thank you. I received that. Okay, I think that's it for me.
And why don't you tell us about your background? Because your background is so lovely about your
Oh.
knowledge. Because I really think that we should know because it's so unconventional.
It is unconventional. I mean, as far as my background, I mean, as far as what do you
like your studies? You actually studied this.
Yeah, I went to school. I have a master's degree in as far as a metaphysical practitioner. So like I said, I did that because I took the course, I did the thesis as far as how to use tarot, as far as helping people maneuver through this universe, in a practical way, because I knew I wanted to use tarot to help people, not to entertain people. So that's what I did. I have a certificate from Harvard for divination. Yeah. So I did this. Like I said, you read, you study. Spirituality is an intention. Being serious about it, because like I said, I want to seriously help people, because I always get people come up to me, oh, I do tarot. I was like, okay, good. But do you really know the tarot? I mean, tarot is a living, breathing energy, and you got to respect it, Okay, that's it for me. You're welcome. Yeah, so now y'all gonna take a break.